Ever wondered how a tiny creature like a bee can have a mighty impact on our world? Well, it's time to put on our virtual explorer hats and venture into the buzzing world of these fascinating insects. Bees, often seen as a mere nuisance during picnics, actually play an essential role in our ecosystem. They're the unsung heroes, the tireless workers, the champions of biodiversity. These buzzing beauties are the major pollinators of our planet, ensuring the reproduction of a vast array of plants, from the flowers in your garden to the crops in our fields. Their relentless work in transferring pollen grains from the male anther of a flower to the female stigma is nothing short of a miracle. In fact, nearly 75% of the fruits, nuts, and vegetables that make up our daily diet are pollinated by bees. So, are you ready to dive into the fascinating world of bees? Did you know that a bee's lifespan is only about 6 weeks? This might seem short, but in that time a bee undergoes a fascinating transformation and plays a vital role in the hive. Starting as a tiny egg laid by the queen bee, the bee's life begins in earnest when it hatches into a larva after 3 days. These larvae are the hive's future, and they're meticulously cared for by worker bees. These workers feed the larvae a diet of honey and pollen, helping them grow rapidly. In just about 5 days, the larvae are big enough to be sealed into their cells, where they'll undergo their transformation into pupae. This is a crucial stage, similar to a caterpillar turning into a butterfly. Over the course of 12 days, the pupae develop legs, wings, and all the other characteristics of adult bees. When they finally emerge, they're fully grown bees, ready to contribute to the hive. But what does that contribution look like? Well, it depends on their role. If the bee is a worker, which are all female, they'll be busy indeed. They're the hive's cleaners, nursemaids, builders, guards, and foragers. They ensure the hive runs smoothly, and they're the ones you'll see out and about collecting pollen and nectar. Drones, on the other hand, have one primary role: to mate with a queen. They're the hive's only males, and they live a life of leisure until their big moment arrives. Unfortunately, once they've fulfilled their purpose, they're no longer needed and meet a swift end. And then there's the queen. She's the mother of the entire hive, and her life is devoted to laying eggs. She's the largest bee in the hive and can live up to 5 years, a stark contrast to the 6-week lifespan of workers and drones. So, from egg to adult, every bee plays a vital part in the hive's survival. Each role, though different, is crucial in maintaining the balance and success of the colony. And that's a glimpse into the short but productive life of a bee. Imagine a world without fruits, vegetables, or even coffee. Sounds bleak, doesn't it? That's a world without bees. Bees are the unsung heroes of our ecosystem, acting as the key facilitators of pollination, the vital process that enables plants to reproduce. Picture this: a bee lands on a flower, attracted by its vibrant colors and inviting scent. She busily collects nectar and pollen, the latter sticking to her fuzzy body. As she moves from flower to flower, some of this pollen shakes off, landing on other plants' reproductive parts, leading to fertilization. This cross-pollination allows plants to produce fruit and seeds, which in turn enable them to reproduce. But why is this process so essential, you may wonder? Well, it's simple. Without pollination, many of the plants that produce the foods we relish wouldn't be able to reproduce. We're talking about apples, almonds, blueberries, and yes, even coffee. These are just a few examples of the countless foods that we owe to the tireless work of bees. However, the power of pollination extends beyond just our plates. It plays a crucial role in maintaining biodiversity. You see, different plants rely on different pollinators. This means that bees, with their ability to pollinate a wide range of plants, help maintain the variety of plant species in our ecosystems. This diversity is what makes our world so rich and colorful, not just visually, but in terms of the variety of habitats it offers to other creatures too. In short, bees are far more than just honey producers. They are the silent custodians of our ecosystems, ensuring the continuation of plant life and consequently all life on Earth. Their role is so significant that Albert Einstein once supposedly said, "If the bee disappeared off the face of the earth, man would only have 4 years left to live." So the next time you bite into a juicy apple or sip a warm cup of coffee, remember to thank our buzzing friends. Without bees, our food options would be significantly less diverse, and colorful. You might not think of bees as great communicators, but they have a unique way of talking to each other. Let's take a moment to appreciate the fascinating world of bee communication. Imagine a world where dancing is the primary form of communication. Sounds fun, right? Well, that's exactly what happens inside a beehive. When a scout bee finds a good source of food, it doesn't just come back and tell its fellow bees. Instead, it performs a unique dance called the waggle dance. The waggle dance is a series of movements that convey precise information about the location of food sources. The bee moves in a figure-8 pattern, waggling its body during the straight part of the dance. The direction of the waggle tells the other bees the direction to fly relative to the sun, while the length of the waggle indicates the distance to the food source. Isn't that amazing? These small creatures have their own version of longitude and latitude, and they communicate it through a dance. The waggle dance isn't just a simple shimmy, it's a complex language encoded in movement. The scout bee repeats the dance several times to ensure the message is clear. What's more, its audience of fellow bees closely observe the dance, decoding its intricate message. They then fly off to gather the food using the information they've learned from the dance. The precision of the waggle dance is truly remarkable. It allows bees to exploit resources up to several miles away from their hive, something that would be impossible without such effective communication. This dance is more than just a quaint quirk of nature. It's a survival mechanism that's been perfected over millions of years of evolution. It's a testament to the intelligence and adaptability of bees, showing us that they are far more sophisticated than we often give them credit for. So bees are not just workers, they are also skilled dancers. Bees and humans share a relationship that dates back thousands of years. This bond, as old as time itself, is more than just a simple connection. It's a story of symbiosis, a tale of give and take. The benefits we derive from bees are immense, and often we might take them for granted. Let's start with the sweetest of them all, honey. This golden nectar, a product of the tireless work of bees, is not just a delight for our taste buds, but it's also packed with antioxidants and can be used as a natural remedy for a range of ailments. Yet, honey is just the tip of the iceberg. Bees play a pivotal role in agriculture. As they flit from flower to flower, they pollinate plants, a critical step in the growth of fruits, vegetables, and nuts. Imagine a world without apples, almonds, or avocados. It's hard to picture, right? That's the world we might live in without bees. But our relationship with bees isn't all roses. Human activities pose serious threats to these diligent creatures. Pesticides, habitat loss, and climate change are just a few factors that contribute to the decline of bee populations. This isn't just a problem for the bees, it's a problem for us too. The decline of bee populations could have devastating impacts on our food supply. It's estimated that 1/3 of the food we eat is directly or indirectly derived from honeybee pollination. But we're not powerless in the face of this challenge. There are steps we can take to mitigate these threats. Planting wildflowers, reducing pesticide use, and creating bee-friendly habitats are just a few ways we can help protect these vital creatures. Our relationship with bees is not just about taking, but also about giving back and ensuring their survival for future generations. The survival of bees is intertwined with our own, and it's high time we pay more attention to these humble and hard-working creatures. So, what have we learned about these small but mighty creatures? We've delved into their fascinating life cycle, discovered their crucial role in pollination, and marveled at their unique waggle dance communication. We've seen how bees and humans share a symbiotic relationship, one that is essential for the survival of both species. These tiny insects play a colossal role in our ecosystem, contributing to the growth of forests, flowers, and food crops. And that, my friends, is the buzz about bees, small creatures with a massive impact on our world.